Good evening, y'all. Happy New Year's Eve. Hope everybody is planning on having a fun but safe night tonight. I personally will be sleeping in the new year. That whole stay up till midnight crap is way past my bad time. And, it's not like I drink anymore, so there's no point in me staying up. Um, but I hope everybody has a very safe evening. If you're out, just, watch out for drunken idiots. It's been a year. Been one of the roughest years I've had since 2015 when my dad died. First he fell, broke his neck, was a quadriplegic, and I was by his side the entire time after that. So, but that was a rough year for me, and this one's been just as bad. Started just really horribly. Losing my kitty that got me through all my rough times was devastating, to say the least, and put me to the point where I had to get crisis management from the crisis center up in town, because I literally just didn't want to wake up. And my therapist was really worried about me at that point and suggested the crisis counseling. And I did do it, and I did the hard work, and it's been a very, very intense year of therapy for me. And I've done a lot of hard work, and I've come a long way from where I was this past January and February. So, yeah, it's been a pretty shitty year, but it's also been a very rewarding year for me. And I've made a lot of progress with not only myself, but healing my relationship with my brother and sister-in-law by admitting what a horribly shitty sister I was. All the while, of course, blaming them for our relationship being messed up when it was literally my fault. But the goddess has blessed me, and they were gracious enough to forgive my shittiness and the fact that I was just a horrible, horrible sister and sister-in-law to them. And we can now have a much better relationship after a very long time. And I'm very grateful for being able to mend that relationship, because for me, my family is everything, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller every few months by family members dying. And the family I have left is everything to me. And for me to be able to heal that relationship with my brother meant a very lot to me. It's been a hell of a year medically. I started out the year losing weight and finally hit my weight goals so I could get my reflux surgery, but then after getting retested on things that we needed to know before doing my reflux surgery, my dreams were totally demolished by failing my manometer test, which is a swallow test, and finding out if things don't change really quick for me, then I'm going to end up on freaking baby food for the rest of my life. So I took steps, and I'm seeing the proper people I need to fix, hopefully determine what the issue is, and hopefully be able to fix it in the coming year. So maybe I can get the reflux surgery and be able to come off one of my medicines, which would be amazing. I've got so many I have to take, and to come off one permanently would be, not only financially beneficial, but just overall beneficial. So, I may not be getting it now, but damn it, I'm not going to stop fighting until I can get it. And, here's hoping this year I'll be able to. Who knows, though? First we have to find out why things have gone so far down that the surgery is not possible. So, that's going to take time and a lot of testing, but hopefully we'll get there, and I'll get better. So, it's been a year, but going through everything has made me even stronger than I was. And I have the determination and fortitude to make it through anything. I just have to put my mind to it, and that's what I do. So I don't know how to do anything else. I don't know how to be anything but strong, because there's never been anybody there for me that would allow me to not be. And I'm fucking tired, but what's the alternative? Give up? Let shit beat me? No way that's gonna happen. Not in this lifetime. So I keep getting up every day and keep fighting. That's all I can do. But it's been a wonderful year, and, in regards to my family, my kids, my grandkids, hearing both my grandsons say, "I love you, Nona," is one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. When my youngest and his wife got pregnant, my son's got a stepmother, and then, my daughter-in-law's mother, they, we all got to choose what we'd like to be called by, grandsons, and one of them chose grandma or granny, and one chose Nana, I think. But I wanted something that was a bit different. And I mean, my family is, we don't have any Italian in us at all, but my love language is through food. And for for me, making food for people and making their favorite foods is one of the main ways I say I love you. Because even if I don't eat that food, because I don't like it or whatever, I will still make it because I love them. And that's why I chose Nona, because Italians are big with food. And that, you know, Nona is just something very different in this part of the country. And because I'm not Italian or any part thereof. So, that's why I chose to be called that. And hearing my grandsons on video chat say I love you, Nona, is just been one of the most amazing things I could hear. And I am very blessed. My children and my grandchildren are what keeps me going and what gives me the strength to get up every day to keep fighting. They are my heroes. And I couldn't be more blessed in that, because they are perfect. So, it's been a tough year, but it's also been very rewarding in the end. Being able to make a lot of progress personally and on myself it's been hard work. It's not easy facing the darkest parts of yourself and admitting that as much as you tried, you are still a horrible person to people. And I was. But it's very rewarding to be able to admit it and take steps to make things better. That conversation I had with my brother, man, I had such a knot in my stomach before talking with him, and I was terrified of bringing up that conversation with him, but I did it. And in the end, it was the best thing for him and I. You just have to realize that the uncomfortable feelings, the fear, if you can work through that, to have those hard conversations, it's all worth it in the end. It really is. This coming year, I hope to make even more progress on myself and hopefully finally start breaking some of the habits that I have that are deeply ingrained from 50 years of pushing shit down and ignoring it. But my counselor is one of the most amazing that I've ever had, and I am very happy that I found her to do the counseling with. I've had a lot of counselors over the years, but none have ever gotten as far in my head as she has. And that's a terrifying thing. A very terrifying thing. Because it's a deep, dark hole back in there. It ain't a good thing. So, but she hasn't run screaming yet, so I'm grateful for that. I have 67 tarantulas now. I think at my highest I was at 72. And then I lost a few, and it hurt when I lost my big badass girl, Virginian. Uh, she died during a molt. I also lost Melise, which was my Thailand big black, my mean one, the one I could not handle. Uh, so, I lost two of my big ones that I'd had for 2+ years. And that's never easy, but it is the nature of keeping tarantulas. They die. Some of them I'll be lucky if I have them for their whole lives, which some of them will be up to 20 years, possibly more. And I look forward to that. Some I've found out this year that ones that I thought were male are actually female. And that's always a good thing because females live longer. I've had so many people become more interested in tarantulas simply by talking with me and hearing me, share things that I've learned. And, people have seen the pictures of them and of me holding them, and they've gotten so curious about them. And I've helped others, start to overcome their fear of tarantulas. So that's been very, very rewarding. And I love to see people change their opinions like I did. Before I started keeping tarantulas, I thought they were all ugly, invasive insects that would just freaking bite you any chance they could get. And that's not true at all. They are some of the most gorgeous creatures I've ever seen. And learning about each one of them has been just amazing. Yeah, Jet and I have had this year to bond a lot better. I mean, I bonded with her when I brought her home, 13 years ago. But, she was, at the time, she was one of 6. So, it, the bond was there, it just was stretched. But now it's just me and her, and, we spend every day snuggled up. She likes to be laying on my lap all the time, and she sleeps with me. And, we've got each other to support and love, so we do what we can. I just have to keep in mind that it's not just me that's lost 6 cats, it's her too. And she lost her sister, which I know has to have been devastating. But, I'm trying to do everything I can for her and let her know she's just as loved now as she was when I brought her home. I do have to start cutting some of the bonds. We've kind of become codependent on each other, and that's not really good. So this coming year, maybe I'll actually get a kitten. Might be better for her and me in the long run. So it's a very distinct possibility at this point. I've gotten back into my diamond paintings. I finally turned on my Xbox and started playing my games again after 10 months of not. And that was kind of my final step in healing from losing Lovey. I used to play my game and have Lovey snuggled right with me, and I don't know, it just didn't feel right playing my game without her for so long. So I didn't, and I left it off. But I'm starting to get back into my gaming, which is good because I love gaming. I love my games. So I happily leave this year behind and look forward to the new year. Not making any resolutions because it's a pointless effort. I'll just continue to try to be healthier. I'll continue to try to be better every day, a better person, a better mother, grandmother, sister, niece, friend. The more I can look deep in myself to find the problems, the better person I can be. And that's what I'll keep doing. So I have a lot of hope for the new year. We'll see where it goes. I hope for the best, but I'm always prepared for the worst. That's not something that... I don't think that's something I want to change. I would rather be hoping for the best but preparing for the worst than not being prepared for the bad things that come. So I will still continue that part of me. Maybe a little extreme at times, but I can live with that. So whatever your hopes and dreams are for the coming year, I truly hope you achieve them and that they come and bring you nothing but happiness. And I hope that for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Again, Happy New Year. Have a very safe and wonderful and fun evening. And just know I appreciate you all. And I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I will talk to you all next year. Cliche, I know, but I will talk to you all next year. So have a good night, and I love you. Bye.